the suspended chief executive of the Johannesburg Roads Agency has been fired for falsifying his qualifications to land the lucrative 3.5 million rand a year job. JRA CEO Tshepo Mahanuke was fired on Wednesday after he was initially suspended in November last year. This was after questions arose about his qualifications, which included a purported Harvard master's degree. According to reports, Mahanuke also insisted he be referred to as doctor by senior JRA staff after he took office in August last year. The JRA at the time said it had vetted Mahanuke and other shortlisted candidates through an unnamed agency. At the time, a former Johannesburg Mayor Mpho Phalatse ordered an urgent report into allegations that Mahanuke had falsified his qualifications to land the lucrative job. JRA board chairperson Charles Cilliers says Mahanuke failed to provide any counter evidence to the evidence of fraud detected in his CV, which was provided to the JRA during his recruitment process.
All right, joining us now then to discuss this further, we are joined by Tshepo Mahanuke. He is the former Chief Executive Officer of the Gauteng Technical Manufacturing Initiative and also a former Johannesburg Roads Agency and Chairperson of the Advisory Committee for Material Processing Technology Station. Mahanuke is also a committee member of the Institute of Advanced Tooling at the Tshwane University of Technology. Well, a very good evening to you and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
How do you respond to your suspension at this point? I mean, what is your reaction to it?
Well, my reaction is quite shocking because I see that there's still a continuation of saying that I falsified qualification after the report had actually cleared me, after the verification of the qualifications have been done. I mean, the report came out and it was very clear that my qualifications were not falsified. My qualifications have been verified.
Do you or don't you have a qualification from Harvard?
I do not have a qualification from Harvard. I don't even have a student number from Harvard. I've never been to Harvard.
We are told that your CV says that you had qualifications from Harvard, and it even takes it a step further to say that you were insisting that colleagues call you Dr. Mahanuke. Is that true?
It is not true, and I'm also told that my CV says that, but the CV that was used when I was applying is not the CV that they're referring to. They've been circulating.
How many CVs do you have?
I only have one CV that I used to apply.
So why would there be allegations that you falsified a CV, and why are you referring to that it is not this CV, it's another CV? So how many CVs are we talking about here?
I later learned that there's a CV that has been created, seemingly made to be mine. And that CV...
Who would have issued a CV like that?
Well, I've noted and I've got the information that the head of corporate services of JRA at the time, that of which I've suspended for having been absent for over 30 days at work, and I've asked them to respond on why is it that he's not at work, and he decided not to respond and I suspended him. Then subsequently that, there was an urgent board meeting that was held to suspend me, made allegations onto that, and all of a sudden there was media that went out, and only 3 media houses that are consistently saying the same thing.
So a false CV was sitting with HR that you had no clue or idea of, that stated that you had a qualification from Harvard, for example, and you had no idea that this was happening at all.
Absolutely. Even the CV in question is not the CV that is in the annexures of the documents that goes to court. It's not, that CV does not even have my contact details. That CV does not even have anything that I claim to actually have.
Okay, let's talk about what qualifications you actually do have then.
All right. I've got a national diploma of mechanical engineering from Vaal University of Technology, a Bachelor of Technology in Operations Management. I've got several number of certificates from University of Pretoria.
Do they relate to the job that you were doing?
Absolutely.
In what way?
In a way that the job advert required at least a bachelor's degree or a BTech degree in operations management, that of which I had that particular degree. It required a particular experience, and of which I had that particular experience. That is why I opted to apply for the position. When I looked at the requirements on the job advert versus where I have been and my capability and my capacity, I therefore saw that I do fully qualify for the position.
Why would anyone want to give a CV or put in the hands of HR a CV that doesn't belong to you? To what end? Why do you think this would have been done to you if this is the claim that you're making? And I'm wondering if in fact that is the claim that you're currently making.
Of course. I mean, I also asked myself the very same question. But when I learned that this particular individual in question was a person actually who was supposed to be interviewed when I was interviewed. He was also on the list, who dropped on the last hour at the night before the interview. Then subsequent to that, he gave me problems ever since I've been into office. And also has been acting on the position for quite a very long time. So for me, it made sense that he's not satisfied by my position being there. Even that, I was also equally informed that I'm too young to manage the budget of Johannesburg. And my response was to say that it's either they decrease the budget or they increase my age. But I feel that I've got the capacity and I have the capacity.
Where's your real CV?
My real CV is sitting with the JRA, and also I do also have it, and I can also forward it to anyone that requires it.
So there were two CVs that were sitting with them?
No, the CV in question never even went to JRA. JRA does not even know this fake CV on formal records.
Okay.
This CV went to your Daily Maverick, went to your EWN, it went to News 24.
Yeah.
That CV, and those are the only media houses that are writing negative about this, not objective information, independent information.
Yeah. So you're here to clarify.
I'm here to clarify, to say that I see the continuous to say that I've been fired for fake qualifications, yet the report by them clearly states that I am actually exonerated from such allegations.
Yeah, but so, you haven't been reinstated.
Actually, I am fired.
So you were fired?
I am fired.
So there was no false information reported,
The false information that has been reported is on the basis of the reason why I am fired.
Okay.
Because now, how it is now...
So, okay, then tell us what the reason is then.
The reason that I'm fired is that primarily, there's no clear indication in terms of the charges that are being placed there on why am I fired. What happened was that...
No, so when you're fired, they give you a list of charges.
They say...
So let's talk about those charges then, because then they would tell us what you were fired
Absolutely.
for.
Now, they say I falsified information. They say that I don't have adequate experience. They say that I intimidated the former acting CEO who came after I have been suspended.
Okay.
And they've requested me to respond on those charges.
Right.
Upon hearing, I pleaded not guilty for all those 3 charges. Subsequent to that, when evidence was laid, and it was clear and I was being exonerated from the evidence, from the person who was leading the evidence, the hearing was therefore cancelled with immediate effect. They pulled off the hearing and said, no, we're no longer going the hearing route. Now we want you to respond to the board on the charges. And I responded to say that, no, what you are doing is unlawful because you subjected me to a hearing. I'm adhering to the hearing. Now you're cancelling the hearing. You want me to respond to the charges that I've pleaded not guilty to.
You want to be reinstated?
Of course.
Why are you speaking to the media then?
I want to be reinstated, and the reason why I'm speaking to the media is to clear out the perception that the media has concerning to me. I took the matter. I've interdicted the Johannesburg Roads Agency for filling the position of the CEO, and that I should be reinstated with no loss of salary and benefits. Yeah. And the matter was actually had yesterday, and the judgment came a few hours ago.
But is it true that you did insist on the title of doctor, though?
No. I hold an honorary doctorate. It was honored. It was awarded. Even in my CV, it's written under awards, not under qualifications. Okay. Never have I ever said that anybody should call me a doctor. It's the same as Dr. Ivan Khoza, Dr. Nelson Mandela, and many more.
Yeah. What is your view on falsifying qualifications, just in general? And what do you believe, should be the penalty for falsifying one's qualifications? And do you believe that in this country those penalties are stringent enough?
Those penalties are stringent enough. I mean, to falsify qualifications, it's fraud. Okay? Fraud is a criminal charge. It's not a matter that goes to any other forums. It's a criminal case. When you falsify qualifications, either you claimed to belong in a particular institution and you took out a certificate writing that institution. So you ought to be charged for fraud for that. But in my case, if they can show me a certificate written Harvard, master, whatsoever, then it's something else. And by now, believe you me, if indeed I falsified qualifications, that particular document could have been out. Yeah. And the reason why that document is not out is simply because of there is no such.
Okay, just in closing, where to from now? Where are you taking this further then?
All right, so as I was saying that the judgment came out, and the judgment, the Labour Court is saying that they do not have the jurisdiction to adjudicate the matter on the application. So obviously, and to that, it's a question of loggerheads in terms of jurisdiction on whether my case falls within the parameters, although there's concurrence powers between the High Court and the Labour Court and the CCMA. But in this case, the issue is that it's not a matter of my contract being dismissed. It's the terminology that the institution has used, termination of contract. And my question is, on what grounds was this contract being terminated? Fine, I do understand. The unlawfulness found within my situation is that I've been asking for the procedure. The JRA currently claims that they're using the regulation as a guideline. They've claimed that they've got an autonomous board that does not report to the shareholder. To my surprise, to a certain extent, there's no clear resolution from the shareholder, from the city of Joburg, that saying that you can suspend Tshepo Mahanuke. So in this case, what I am fighting, I'm not saying the employer must not dismiss me, but I'm saying the employer ought to follow processes, lawful processes, not infringe my rights.
All right. Tshepo, thanks very much for speaking to us. If I was a lawyer, I don't know if I'd say that, but Tshepo Mahanuke, he's the former Chief Executive Officer of Gauteng Technical Manufacturing Initiative and also a former Johannesburg Roads Agency and Chairperson of the Advisory Committee of Material Processing Technology Station. Thank you very much, sir.